So now that we've taken a look at the settings, I want to take a quick measurement of the on-screen brightness. To do that, I'm going to use this test pattern generator from Meridio to show a 100% full field white image on screen. And as far as taking a measurement is concerned, well, I have the Jetty 1511 spectroradiometer. So let's take a measurement and we can find out exactly how much on-screen brightness this Epson QL-3000 is producing. And as we can see, we have 232 nits of on-screen brightness. And we're going to take a measurement now of the effective on-screen brightness. 96.1 nits. As you can see in these series of videos, we have the Epson QL-3000 on the right-hand side, delivering 6,000 lumens of performance, and on the left-hand side we have the competitive model at 2,700. In all of these scenes that you're going to be looking at, there clearly is a difference in overall brightness or average picture level, as well as peak brightness. And as you're looking at these scenes are all shot in Hawaii, part of a kind of a nature documentary. And the vast majority of these scenes are shot during the daytime, naturally lit. And what you're going to find is there's a fairly significant difference in the overall presentation of how these two projectors deliver this viewing experience. Again, this is high dynamic range video, shot outside, naturally lit during the daytime. The weather looks fantastic. And as you're looking at clips, especially this one here, as well as the various clips as we go through, you'll see that the Epson QL-3000, thanks to having 6,000 lumens of peak brightness, is really able to recreate the feeling of being outside during the daytime, or here's more of a dusk kind of shot. I assume dusk, it could be sunrise, but let's call it dusk. And it gives you the feeling of a more natural, accurate viewing experience. Whereas the projector on the left, limited to only 2,700 lumens, just produces a much darker overall viewing experience, where we're robbed of the kind of natural brightness that you would expect to find when you're standing outside. Now that brightness of course translates to differences in color and tonality as well, whether it's the greens that we're seeing or the blues of the water, the colors for the various birds that we've seen throughout this clip. Again, we'll call it another afternoon, early dusk shot, or shots just around the island. So when it comes to peak brightness, there are a couple things that I think are important to understand. Its ability to deliver a more natural viewing experience for HDR, simply because HDR content requires a good deal of brightness and overall dynamic range. And that brightness also, of course, translates to color volume, not necessarily color gamut. There is a difference between the two, but color volume and the kind of accuracy of that color, and certainly the tonality and the overall kind of viewing experience. Now, this is true for all forms of content, whether you're watching content like this, which is more, call it documentary style or television style, or when you're watching movies, watching live sports, if they happen to be broadcast in HDR. That's not particularly common, although a few special sporting events have been broadcast in HDR, or when you're playing video games, movies, etc.